Welcome everyone to another Saturday Discord live class. My name is Goro Fujita, and today I'm gonna freestyle for the Santa's Delivery Squad Christmas Challenge by Roxandra and myself. So without further ado, let's get started. So I thought, you guys see Quill, right?
Yep.
Perfect. So I thought today I'm gonna do some, use this section here of the animation. So as Roxandra showed last week, this is the template, right? Where you can basically place your characters in there. And I thought I used the snowy landscape over here for some snowmobile action, because this is like pretty challenging to animate probably. So I wanted to take that challenge and see what I can do. So first, let me start maybe with a Santa Claus. So my Santa Claus will be like a badass biker type of Santa Claus. So maybe evil Santa. Matt Schaefer has the gross Santa. I might do the evil Santa. So maybe this is his nose. And I have to be mindful of the poly count. So I'm just gonna see what I can do here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create his goggles. And Roxandra, mine's not gonna be as clean as yours. I'm just gonna keep it like really rough on the edges. I was seeing your final piece and I'm like, oh geez, I'm not planning to go that detailed. But
it did take a long time to sort of clean it up. So
it looks really clean. Yeah. So I want to like mostly finish it here today in this class and then, upload it. So of course, I'm going to have to optimize it probably. I don't think I will spend time optimizing it in this class, but we'll see. These are his goggles.
So can we assume that Evil Santa is the leader of his own gang?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. So this is his beard. It's pretty big. So I'm keeping it on a separate layer because I'm going to animate this beard. Right? So, and then let me so this is the beard. And maybe all the beard is like on one layer. Yeah, that looks good. And then this is the hat. Just freehanded, all freehand. Let me see. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is like I'm just gonna hand draw the little hat, because what I can do by that, like even if it has more polygons, my intention is to animate it, right? So it's gonna be like animating in the wind. So the more strokes I have to work with, the more I can wiggle it, right? So that's my thinking behind it. So that's the same thing with that pom-pom, what do you call it? And then let me just colorize the beard a little bit. So we have a little bit of the sky fill here. It's like a little bit blue in the shadows. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that looks good. And then I'm gonna do the lighting from the top, right? So it's gonna be lit from the top. Just a tad. And then maybe here we will have another shadow, duplicate it, and oops, just colorize it a little. That's looking good. Okay, same thing here for the metal. I'm just gonna colorize the top a little so it's reflecting the sky. So it's gonna be like the sky color. I was looking up the sky color. There's too much reflection, and then we reflect the snow a little bit on the ground here, not on the ground, on the bottom. And then let me create those straps. And just go in here. All right, this is a good looking center. Let's make his nose a little bit red and put like a little speckle of highlight on his nose. Boom. It's looking good. All right, and then we do the body. Pretty simple. Just make him a little bit fatter. And then arms, let me choose the darker color so I can see what I'm doing. So for the arms, I'm probably gonna only do one side first and then do the other side after. So he's holding on to the handlebars. So I'm just gonna make super primitive hands. Doesn't have to be detailed. And super small hands as well. And then we put the arms on one layer. On a separate layer, I mean. The hand a little bit bigger. It's looking good. Okay. And then I do the legs. How do they sit on those things? Like this, like this.
So have you been on a snowmobile before?
I don't think I have. My wife has, because she had like an asthma attack in the mountains when we were snowboarding. So they took her down on the snowmobile. So that was pretty cool. But I don't think I have. I say I don't think because I've been to like a lot of snowboard trips and I might have just sat on one, but I never drove one, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Same with jet ski, something I wanted to always try. Have you guys been on a snowmobile before? Anyone? No?
Myself once, but I wasn't driving it.
Okay. It's very similar to jet ski, I believe, right? Like, it's very similar. And when I watch the videos, the mechanics look very similar, how they move. But, yeah, I would probably prefer a snowmobile over a jet ski. I'm not a good swimmer, so I always panic a little bit. When I'm in water, open water, scares me. Okay,
I get that.
Yeah.
I can't even swim. Like,
really?
This past summer, my girlfriend was trying to teach me, and like, I got kind of floaty, but it didn't really.
Yeah, my wife
work.
Can't swim either. It's funny, like I tried to teach her how to swim, and she keeps like sinking. How can you? Like, she's doing breaststroke and then she's sinking down, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, why are you floating?
We had something similar where my girlfriend was like, okay, we just need to get you used to going under. So if you go under, you don't panic. So just, hold your nose shut, go under, and breathe out through your mouth, and we'll just try it. So I'd do that, and I would come up coughing. She's like, did you breathe in? I'm like, no, I breathed out, but water still went in my lungs. And we're like, okay, how does this even happen? Like, what? And she was like, okay, just go under and don't open your mouth or just close your nose. And I'd come up and still somehow happen. And it's like, what is going on? How is it entering?
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I think the Santa Claus is looking pretty good. Let me see if I want to make the head a little bit smaller, and then I think I need some hair too in the back. Oops. Just do some hair. Fill the gaps. Yeah, this is good. And maybe, one thing I like to do is like, maybe we do a 12 frame cycle here. And we just use like a, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's like a super easy way to create some.
Super cool.
Something like this, I love this. No, I think this is good. This is good enough. And then I can do the same, maybe, you know what, maybe I will make these ones darker a little bit. Move it over slightly. Yeah, this is good. Okay, and then this is good for now. Let me rig him a little quick. So this is the body. This is the, okay, I have to separate this. These are the legs. So I want the legs to be separate as well. So I'm just gonna put the leg here. This is the leg. So we have the leg and we have the arms. So I want to just remove the arms so I create a new layer. Put this out. Put it under arm. So now I have the arm and the leg, right? And so, okay, that's good. The head should be different. The body, this can be together. So this is the body. Body, perfect. And then the head is separate, and then we have the beard separate. And so these go into head layer. And then I have this in the head layer as well, and then I have to separate the head from the body. So this is the skin, boom, and now I have the head layer, right? So this is going to be head. I'm just preparing the rig right now. Let me just save it. It's still called template, doesn't matter. And then we will have a torso. So the torso will have the body in there and the head in there. And then we're going to put the pivot right where we think it's going to rotate. Perfect. That's good. And then we put the head pivot right where we think it's going to rotate. Maybe lower. Perfect. Okay, so now we have that, and then we will create like a reverse FK for the arms. So what we're gonna do is like we're gonna put this into a folder here. Reset transform and move it around this elbow. So because we want it to be reversed, because we want the hand we're basically faking an inverse kinematic rig, right? So we're gonna put this into a folder here, and then we're gonna put this in here. You might have to rewind it to really follow what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna try to do it as quick as I can. And then we have the wrist, which is the last one. The wrist joint will be here, right where the handle is. So this way I have now an inverse kinematic rig, right? So if I select it, I can basically animate it reverse, right? So this is what I need because I want this to be pinned. I will do the same thing for the leg. So I'm just gonna select the thigh, reset, and then move the thing here. And then select this and put this in here and reset. So I have the leg moving here, and then lastly reset transform maybe here on the toe. So now what I can do is, this is the left leg, right? So it's like the L leg, and this is the L arm. And then I can just duplicate, and then we will mirror in X, move it over, and mirror, duplicate, mirror in X, move it over. So now we have a fully functioning rig, right? So don't worry about the design of the snowmobile quite yet. I can make it work. So this is a freestyle, so I will make it work. So this is the R arm, this is the R leg. Let me just name them so I can find them easily. And then I will definitely put them in here as legs. Legs. And then I will have arms, in case I want to key them together, right? So that makes things easier down the line. Okay, I think I'm done with Santa. Let me know if you have any ideas what I can do with Santa on top of that. But I think this is like a pretty good looking Santa actually. You know, maybe his hat needs some light and shadow as well. So let me just pick that color here, make it blue, and then duplicate this. Make it, oops. Let me just
He's giving me Crazy Frog vibes.
Frog?
The Crazy Frog. Like the music video of him just flying around on that invisible bike.
Oh.
Because he's not actually on anything.
Yeah. But he looks pretty cool. Let me just make his goggles a little bit thinner, I think. Let me see if I can just do this. Yeah, that looks better. And then I just fill in the gaps. Poly count goes up, but that should be fine. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, this is Santa, and now let's work on the snowmobile. So this is like a vehicle or something. I will create a new folder in there and call it snowmobile. Let's call this like Santa loop. It's fine. Okay, so let me. It's funny that I have the background actually showing. It's not making me sick, surprisingly. But
I was gonna ask you about that.
yeah, I'm so focused on him, so it's been okay for me. All right, so we built him in 15 minutes, right? So now the snowmobile will be the more challenging part. I have to actually figure out how I'm going to do this. I think his snowmobile looks like a little reindeer or something. So scale I can fix later, so I can just maybe I use this one, this flat brush, and just bend it into shape. So I have to like see how fast I can do this. I want to be fast with this, and then just maybe turn on the wireframe here. Something like this, and then I can probably work on one side first and then mirror it to the other side. So let me just bring the reference and make it a little bit bigger so I can actually see what's going on. Let's see. I like, okay, the bottom. So the bottom needs to be something like this. I just usually use what I have already laid down. And then the bottom might be, you know what? I might make it new so it's a little bit shorter. Bend it and made it wider. Something like this. So Tyler, it's not going to be precise. Sorry about that.
How dare.
Yeah, how dare I not to be precise? So, okay, let me see. It might help if I put already the suspension in there so I can actually see what I need. Let me see, how does it work? It's so complicated. I don't want to be that complicated. So I make it a little bit a simpler version of it. Okay, let me do this. Boom, 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 boom. Something like this, and then a bunch of cables. Make it look important, right? And then we'll just add some weird, shapes here. It just has to look believable. That's all I care about. So let me see what those, how do you call those? Those skids? Is it skids or what do you call those?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? These things, these thingies. So,
The skis on the jet ski.
Yeah, the skis, I guess.
The thingies at the bottom, I think, is the official name.
Yeah, the sliding thingies. the snowboard-ish. Okay, boom. That looks pretty sick. And then I think they have some reinforcements. Just hand draw that crap. And then it looks pretty good. I think they're shorter in the back though. So let me just move this over. Make it a little bit smaller. Something like this. And then these angle in. Something like this. And then I think there's also like an, yeah, so they go like, I think they have like those supports. I can mirror that all over to the other side. And then now I can work on the cover a little bit more. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. Don't want to lose too much time. So I'm just going to try to like see how I can cover a lot of ground here. Let's just bend this in here, something like this. And then, what does it look like? Something like this. This is like the bottom. Trying to see how, looking at the reference, how this thing is constructed. And like, if I look at this, it's like super complicated. It must be like a pain to design those things. It's like more complicated than a car. It has like so many angles, and I mean, look at that. It's like crazy. All right. Anyway, I think, yeah, we're gonna do something like this. I'm just gonna fill it up, fill the gaps. That looks good enough. And then I need a seat. So for the seat, let me see how they do that. It's pretty short. So it's maybe something like this. Let me hide Santa for now, because he's just bothering me. And then we have the, maybe the seat is a little bit shorter even. And then we have the little tray in the back where we will have Santa's little gifts. Let's do this. And then something like this. This is where he's gonna carry the gifts. And then we need the what do you call it? The chain, or like the, not the tires, you know what the tank has? The treads, right? That was the word I was looking for, the treads. Let me see how I can do this. What do they look like? Okay, so from the back, it does like a little turn like this. Then it goes diagonally up. Same thing here. It goes up, up. And I guess it does this. So I'm just gonna like brute force this. You know, I'm not gonna be crazy precise about this stuff, but this looks decent. Let me see, place it under. How big is it? Okay, so let me just stretch it a little bit. That looks about right. You place it a little bit, it probably starts around here, and then, yeah, this looks good. Okay, and then I will just animate this already. So let me just select this.
So I can't tell from the references, is it just the one or is it two of them at the back?
I think it's one.
Yeah.
There might be different ones, but if you look at this, it looks like it's one big thing.
Oh,
See?
yeah.
See?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's, yeah, but that's why you need reference, right? You need to look at those things because I have no idea what they look like, right? So we have like some wheels here. They're turning, and then, you know, I will do something like this. And then there's some I don't know how this stuff works. So we're just gonna mirror this. Not mirror, but rotate. Oops. Just like this. And then maybe these are actually smaller. And then I'm just gonna fill the inside with like whatever. That's the thing. It just needs to look believable. So maybe there's some support structures going in like this and like this. Maybe there's a cable or something like this, and maybe there's one going this way and another one like this. So it looks like something, right? So you basically bullshit your way through. Especially in a freestyle challenge like this, I should have like removed the thread before. So I'm just gonna put the thread on an extra layer. So I call it thread. And then I'm just gonna animate it already. So I'm just gonna create a 1 frame loop. So let's see. We probably do something like this. Just shift it 1 over. Maybe delete this one. No, I actually needed that one. So come back. Shift 1 over. 1 over. And then these guys. Oops, I want to only select the threads. 1 over. Let's see what that looks like. This looks good enough. All right, so now the thread is moving, and then maybe these guys can move as well. So I'm just gonna select these. Yep, and separate them, create a new layer. Let me just rotate. Wait. Let me just delete this again. Duplicate merge. So now I have the tires on basically 1 layer. So then I create a new frame. Create a new frame. And I probably only need like, I'm just like making it super simple here. Maybe 4 frames divided by 12 frames. It should be possible. Okay, let me see. That looks pretty good. All right, that looks wild. All right, so this is working. Now this is the wheels. And we are at almost half an hour in. So we have good building blocks already. So let me just keep working on the snowmobile now. So this is the body. And I think I'm going to... Can I mirror it already? Let me see if I have all the parts. No, I don't. So I'm just gonna keep working on it. So I think this center piece will be the dashboard, and then there will be, where's the thing coming out? The steering handle. It's like kind of coming out from the center, I guess. And then we do something like this. Maybe there's something like this as well. And then something like this. Oh, it's way too big. So let me make that smaller, like this. And then some cables, some brakes or something. And then maybe some covers, snow covers, or wrist protectors. It's this. And then that looks pretty good. Let's see. All right. Okay, so seat. Let's work on the seat a little bit more. So let me see. That's hard to see how this works. So maybe there's something like this. Also,
The one on the bottom.
The one on the bottom. This
The
one?
one on the bottom right seems to have a comfortable seat. Yeah,
This one. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's right. So let me just bend it up a little, just like this. And, you know, like putting the Santa on, I might have to kind of... Let me just make him bigger. Now I have to like figure out the proportions. So I think, oh, that's pretty good. Let me just see what that looks like. Maybe a little bit smaller. Okay, lock him. And then I can adjust this handlebar. Something like this. Maybe I make the nose a little bit shorter. So let me just select this, make it so he can actually drive it. And then I might make this portion a little bit shorter by just pushing it out slightly, ever so slightly. But the nose is actually, characteristically, it looks like it's long. So I'm just gonna push the Santa back. So, you know, if I would design for a client, of course, I'm not going to work like this. You know, I'm going to work more controlled. But for these types of freestyles, you know, I don't mind working on things separately and worry about the proportions after. Doesn't really matter. So this is looking good. So I'm just going to fix, let me just lock Santa, and I'm just going to move this out, and then move this back in like this, and duplicate this, fill in the gaps just like this, and maybe here we do like a little filler, boom, and then filler here. Not the most economical in terms of like poly count, but I think I should be still in the green. So this looks good. And then this little thing, I can push that out, and the bottom part can be black. And then this is starting to look really nice. So then for the inside here, I will just fake it and make it dark. Right. The underside we don't need much because it's like all hidden, basically. So we're not gonna see that. So let me just work on the lighting a little bit. Let me work on the lighting a little bit. There we go. That's the English U here, right, Alexandra? I gotta adjust it. Yeah, I gotta adjust the lighting a little. They swallow the T's.
Yep. I think it's wild, actually. The what is it? The accent variety that you have here.
Oh yeah.
Such a small piece of land.
In Belfast, or?
I mean, in the UK.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely brilliant. Okay,
killing it, Goro.
Doing it. So, you know, like I just put some, you know, random strokes in there, indicating there's some stuff in there, right? So, looks nice, you know. Okay, so now, maybe some screws and stuff like that. So I can just let stuff float in there. And then it reads like, ooh, that looks freaking cool. And now I'm almost a little bit over half an hour. So I have to like get started with my animation. I probably go a little bit over the hour, by the way. Like, I don't think I can do it as fast. So let me just take that out. create a new layer, and then we don't need this, we don't need this, probably don't need this. This is good, and then we're gonna mirror it over X. Attach this on the other side. It's good enough. Let's see what that looks like. It's pretty good. Okay, merge this, and then I think I need the filler, so I'm just gonna do it from scratch here. I don't mind redoing that. It's faster than mirroring sometimes, right? So, and then looking over, I think I want to bring it like this. So bring this over like this.
So you know how some people decorate their cars with like a reindeer nose and...
You read my mind. That's what's going to happen. You know, of course. Yeah. What do you think, Ruxandra? Why is that thing brown? Yeah. Obviously, it's going to be Rudolph. Definitely. I'm going to position it in a way.
Like a light beam too from the nose, since it's like in the story the guides the way, so it could be just like a red light on the snow.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can make it. It's daytime, so you might not see a glow, so we'll see. But we'll see what that looks. And this looks pretty cool. And then I think you will have some deer antlers as well, right? So attachments.
Actually, it would have been cool if the handlebars were with the deer's antlers.
Like that? Something like that. Yeah. Let me just... Maybe he's holding on to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do that. And then move it to the other side. And we don't need those snow protectors. Just do the handlebars like that. Perfect. And then
their ears could actually be the protectors, the snow protectors.
Oh yeah, good ideas here. This is awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I'm finally helping.
Let's do that. Let me see the antlers. That's pretty good. And then the ears. More like this. Let me see. It's pretty cool. This could work actually.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, and then he needs eyes, of course. So for the eyes, maybe a little bit of warmth, but it's mostly yellow, white, off-white. Let's do this.
Oh, maybe it should look to the side. It's checking out the other racers.
Or they're just Google that.
Let me see. I like cross-eyed. Let me see if cross-eyed looks with a highlight. Oops. Come on. I want to select you. Yes, here. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. And then, okay, so this is good. Let me just do a highlight on the eyes. Ears, not eyes. That. This is good. Okay, so he needs some place to put his feet. So let me just put screw snap on.
I was gonna say earlier, it's weird. The shapes of the things is like a in between a motorcycle and a chopper.
Yep, totally. The designs are crazy. Like I find it crazy that people come up with that type of, design. It's pretty amazing. Oops, the Santa is not like sitting on it properly. So let me just rotate him a little. This is good. Yeah, this is starting to look really nice. Okay, I think I'm almost ready to get into animation. I have almost all the assets ready. Let me see what the time says. Okay, we're like 40 minutes in. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So let me do some highlights here. Boop, boop, move it over, and some highlights. Okay, and then I will do some body work here. So there will be a little bit of bounce light from the snow. So, let me just indicate that here. Let me hide the grid. So let's see when we bring the background in. It looks pretty good. And then I will place him. Let me put the reference over here so I can still see it. And that Santa loop. Set. It's going to be. I can change the scale later, matching to the other stuff, but let me see. That's pretty good. I think he can be a little bit smaller. And then that's pretty cool. I think he's still too big. That's pretty awesome already. Okay, so now we have this guy. Let me see if I forgot anything in terms of design. I think I might need some lights or something. So
About a bag at the back.
yeah, the bag for sure. That's definitely on my to-do list. But I'm just looking at the designs and trying to see if I need something. I think maybe a logo would be good. Racing stripes, right?
Ah, yeah.
Racing stripes. Something like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. That looks good, and maybe
like a number 1 on the side for Rudolph being the number 1 reindeer.
Totally. Maybe a 01.
Yeah, 01, perfect.
There we go. Yeah, and then a little bit darker because the light is not hitting it directly, so make it a little bit bluish. That's looking good, and then move it over to the other side. Like that. That's cool. And
maybe even like a matching like line across the hat to almost make it seem like a helmet.
You mean here?
Like Santa's hat, sorry. Like a matching a stripe across the hat to make it seem like it's like part of the helmet design.
Oh, here you mean?
Yeah, like a special Santa's hat helmet.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move this around like crazy, so it might actually break. So yeah, let me just work on the snowmobile. Yeah, that's good. Just adding some visual interest there, and then maybe a light, brake lights.
Wait, there's no brakes in racing.
True that.
That's
Fair
the
enough.
spirit.
Fair enough. All right, let me. That's the bag. So let me just. So Roxandra, your Santa's the bag was like super smooth. Was it lathed or is it like what I just did? Like just
It was like what you did.
Oh really? It looked really smooth. And then, and then I can put, let me just do some lighting here. Oops. I had the same idea. I wanted to let gifts fly out, right? So it's like half open. So this will be the rope trying to hold it together. Let me just put, this is the bag. And this is the rope.
Maybe my second submission is a character that picks up all the gifts that fall from other people.
That would be awesome. It sounds like a timing challenge, so. Let me see how I do this. Let me see if I can do it like this. Super brute force. Low poly design. I think it works. And then I'll just do the inside darker. And then fill it with black shadow here. Perfect. Okay. This is pretty good. Maybe I want to tie this whole bag down a little bit with straps. Tie it down. How I love the grab tool. Just so good. Something like this. Oops. And then,
so I have I guess it's a general question.
yeah.
When it comes to creating, what is your favorite aspect of it? Is it like the creation side of it, or is it the storytelling or coloring?
Definitely the story. Story is number one for me. Make people think and make people laugh. And, if you can evoke emotion, that's like definitely my number one goal. But I can't always do that because I do daily paintings and stuff like that. And it's difficult to keep the level up like that. But that's number one. And then I love when light is starting to work. So that's like one of my, favorite moments when, every time when I paint and it looks like nothing, and then I start putting in the highlights and all of a sudden it starts working, and that's like always like an awesome moment for me, like never gets old. Like I just love it. Because it's like magic, you put down a color and all of a sudden and you can witness that, you can witness that here with what I'm doing right now, that, you duplicate and you colorize and all of a sudden everything starts to work together. This is blue, but it looks like white, right? Because of the context of the image. And that's always like very gratifying for sure. So I really like lighting, but definitely story first. So we have a lot of straps, so this is good. Okay, let's get going in terms of animation, I think. So I have 10 minutes left. I think I can get like pretty far in 10 minutes, but obviously I'm gonna probably go over to finish it off. But I think in 10 minutes I get to a very decent place, I believe. So let's get going. So it looks like I want the background again. So this is looking good. He integrates himself very well. I don't worry about the shadow yet of the crawler or snowmobile. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna animate the rope now. So 12 frames. I'm gonna keep everything like 2, 4, 12, 24 and stuff like that, right? So now I use the grab tool and just go crazy like this. That's pretty good. And then I will do the same with the top portion of the bag. 12 frames should be enough. Nice.
I love it. I don't think there's any other software in which you can say, "Oh, I have 10 minutes. I'm going to finish this."
I know, right?
Animation.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like no, in 10 minutes you can just model a cube and shade it maybe, but you know. I love that too. Like this is insane, you know. And then the animation is not even crappy. That's the thing. Like you can make like a decent animation, you know.
Exactly.
So I'm just layering on top grab tool animations here, you know. Maybe his eyebrows a little bit. It's pretty cool. All right, the hat. This is what I meant, Sage, because I want to go crazy with this. A racing stripe would kind of get in the way. That's why I wanted to keep it clean. Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, that would have broken for sure. Totally understandable. It's so cool how quickly you were able to make it just like it's real movement. Like
it feels like wind,
you know?
right? Yeah, totally. Like Roxandra said, there's hardly any software there that you can do that really quick like this. You know, like it's impossible. And it looks good.
Minutes.
Yeah, and literally 2 minutes, right? And I animate things here in seconds, literally, right? It's like pretty crazy. And then I think, oh yes.
Oh, that's it.
Okay, this is looking really good. And now I can do, so the Santa loop will probably be 4 seconds long. 2, 3, 4, yeah, I think 4 seconds. I go the full length of what we allow. 4 is the longest, right, Roxandra, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that will give me enough room to play around. So let me just go to group, record, and then I'm gonna go to the torso, head, set a keyframe here, set a keyframe there, and then I'm going to just animate the head. You know what? I might actually put a handle in there. I don't want to touch the hand directly, so I'm just gonna put a head handle. So that way I can move this perfect. Okay. This is just visual help. You don't really need this, but it sometimes helps to go moving around. And let's see. Too much movement. Okay, let me just move less. You know what? Maybe I do the head movement later once I have the whole jet ski moving. I might actually animate the jet ski first. Not jet ski, snowmobile. And so let me think about this a little quick. I'm thinking about what to animate first. The body. Because I think what's going to happen with the Santa is that his body is moving up and down because and then the arms will follow. Okay, so I'm going to animate the up and down movement first of the Santa Claus. So it will be like up, down. So let me see. Yeah, I'm just gonna do set a keyframe here, set a keyframe here. Keyframe there, keyframe there, keyframe there, and then I will put an up in between. So up, 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 and then I'm gonna make this spline and see how this works. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually matching the arms. So that's gonna be probably a pain in the ass, but let me just do this little quick. Yeah, I should have probably done it differently in a different order, but it's fine. It's fine for what I'm doing right now. So, okay, so let me do the same thing for the legs. So I'm keying everything, all the children, because I want all the keys to, so everything to be keyed. So what I'm gonna do is now here, you see the body goes up, right? So I don't have a marker there, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in here and, oh, shit. Sorry. Let me just fix the arms a little quick. I can do this. I think I can just move the arms together. Let me see. Reset. Yes, I can. Okay, the left arm is actually correct, and then the right arm is correct. And then the left arm I'm gonna correct like this. Okay, that's looking good now. Now I can match the arms, right? So basically what I'm gonna do, I hit record, go to group, remove the translate, and then I'm going to go to this frame and then basically adjust the arms. Adjust the arms so they look like they stay in place. They will slide a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not gonna be that anal. So what I'm gonna do is
I think the sliding will actually sort of help because it's like the shoulders are moving a bit.
Yeah, and because it's one color, it's gonna be super forgiving, So I'm just like matching the height of the shoulders, and it goes down, back down. I have to like look at the keyframes. Here's the next keyframe. So up. But you know what I'm doing, right? You get the idea. I'm just like pretending that I have an inverse kinematic rig. Okay, one more. Oops, what is this? Oops, let me just move this over. And this. Go up. And I will do the same for the legs. Then that's the portion that takes a little bit longer. But I think, yeah, that looks good. Nice. Okay, I do the same for the legs now. Oh, I love how that worked. Just like gambling here, but it's working. This will look really cool. Oh. And then go here. This will look like, hopefully it will look like he's really using his legs to absorb the shock. I'm curious myself what that will look like. We're not even at the 1 hour mark, right? 1 more minute. And I have the majority of the work done already.
Yeah, you've done it mostly in 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, when I used to do demos, I will say stuff like, hey, I have 3 minutes left and I can do XYZ, and people are like, what? What are you talking about? What happened here? Oh, that was the leg. Okay, that's fine. And like 10 minutes is enough to animate a concert. Okay, all right, let's see. Moment. Oops, what happened here? Okay, let me see if everything looks okay. I think that's fine. Oh my god, this is good. Okay, so now I'm gonna animate the snowmobile. So I think we should match it to the movement. So he goes up when the snowmobile goes down, I guess. Up and then right. It goes up. He goes up when the snowmobile moves down, I believe. I think.
Yeah, I think that should
Right?
be right.
Yeah. Physics. So let me see. Because he's compensating for the movement. So I
If you're
think.
able to do a little delay, that would be even better. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it right now. How do I do this best? Because the legs. Let me think. Let me see what this looks like. What does it look like if I put Santa in here, and if I quickly, I can run a quick test actually. What am I doing? None. Okay, so let me see what this looks like. Oh yeah, I can totally fake it like that. Okay, so that's easier, and then I don't have to like, like I can actually move the snowmobile and the Santa Claus at the same time. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I can probably fake a delay. So, oh no, what did I do? Okay. Okay, I deleted all of the keyframes. Okay, let me just save at this point.
Did you not save until now?
I did, but I did save once or twice in between. But yeah, but I could redo it in less than an hour. So okay, so here it goes down, and then it goes up. Wait, up, and maybe we just rotate it a little bit. Let me just move it over here. Yeah, maybe higher. Let me just remove the background. I can see. Yeah, wheelie that shit. So okay, boom. Okay. I'm gonna do this. And I can delay it a little bit. And then just counterbalancing what he's doing. Oops. Let's see what that looks like. So I have to like copy this actually, paste, remove, and match. Oh my god, this is cool. Holy crap. Okay, let's see. This is looking good. Okay, this is looking really good. Okay, let me I love how it worked out.
Yeah, looks great.
Seems like I can add a little bit of follow-through motion here as well with these guys. So let me just remove this, put this on one layer. I love it when, like you have a rough plan in your head and then all of a sudden it just works. And with Quill, you kind of can predict always like how things are going to work out. It's pretty crazy. Like, I had a lot of moments where I was able to like, I can probably do it like that. And then you can, like that's like always what surprises me so much about working in the software. Boom. So here we want some action like this, and then here again, boom. And just move this over.
But it's also just amazing how quickly you work. You know, like you have all the knowledge just like so ready in your instincts.
Yeah, I mean, like most of it, I think the hardest thing is really the actual craft of animation, right? Because like learning Quill, the technical stuff is fairly easy, right? But I think, if you bring a lot of like the animation knowledge and stuff like that, then of course, then it becomes like a superpower, because then you know what you need to do and you don't have to think about the stuff. You just have to think about, how do I construct it for me to be able to do it in a short amount of time, right? So it's kind of like fascinating to me how predictable the software is. So I'm just simulating some damping here. So this is going to be really cool, I think. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So he's floating a little bit, so easy fix. We just put him down in the snow a little bit, and then it will look like he's like riding the snow, right? So this is really cool. So this is pretty dynamic. So of course we need snow now. So let me just create a new layer and do maybe like a 12 frame cycle. So we're like a little bit over an hour. I'm almost done. Super stoked how this worked out. I didn't expect this that I would be able to do it this fast, but Quill is always full of surprises still to date. So I'm just gonna animate snow. So let me hide the reference. And let me hide actually the background template as well, because I want to see what I'm doing. And then maybe change the color a little bit. Maybe some smaller bits.
That's amazing. So quickly. Looks so great.
Right? It's like a particle system. And look at the dynamic movements of this thing. It's just like ridiculous. Like, how can you do that in like a traditional medium, Like this will take weeks. Like literally. If you tell me do this in Maya, I have no clue how I would do it. Like I would have to like plan it out and then shut myself into a room for a month.
To be entirely fair, to do exactly what you did here in an hour, I would probably take 2 days. But still, it's better than like
a month. Exactly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select the. Oh no! I just want to select this. So I'm just gonna select in all frames, and then I will show the background. So I can see. I want to colorize it now. So let me just hide the onion skinning, and then. So under his snowmobile, it's gonna be a little bit darker. So it's gonna be a little bit bluer, and then we're gonna have highlights here. But it's also gonna be a little bit blue underneath. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this whole thing, move it up, move it back a little, and then I'm going to select an all again, and just animate some highlights on top. Not animate, just colorize it. It looks pretty cool.
amazing.
Right.
When you said earlier, let's not worry about the shadow underneath right now.
Yeah.
Was that because you had that in mind and you knew it would matter?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and also because snow is very forgiving because there's like, a lot of like stuff going on that you won't like. You can cover it up with this snow, and also because the ground is moving, and he's like submerged into the ground. It's much more forgiving, right? So let me see. That's probably fine. I don't worry about that. Oh, there's 2 duplicates. Let me see. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I don't like this one. So I'm just gonna select it all. Let me see. Just gonna select this. That's good enough. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. But now I can see that I went a little bit too aggressive on the white. It's too bright. So I want it to be more like this ground here. So I'm gonna bring it closer to the ground color so it's not as jarring. And then I will also soften the shadow here a little bit. Just a tad. Oh yeah. And I think the shadow is a little bit too ultramarine. So I have to bring a little bit of greens in it. So let me just bring this back more towards green. It's a little bit dark.
This is a question, I might be wrong, but wouldn't the snow when it sort of shoots up, wouldn't it catch some more light? Wouldn't it be brighter?
Here it is, but I still want a shadow here, right? This is brighter here than this ground, but it was a little bit too aggressive, right? Okay. So if I do this and make it too bright, it just looks like something different. See? It just doesn't look... Now it looks more cohesive, right? I can get a little bit brighter here, but it just looks like, oh, okay, it's actually it looks better when it's a little bit more muted. Okay. So I want to push it back. So now it looks like he's actually riding in that snow, right? So, okay, so finally I think I can do some gifts falling out of that thing. So we're like 1 hour, 10 minutes. So let me see if I forgot anything so far. This is looking pretty good. I love his physics. You see, yeah, looking good from all sides. Let's do some gifts falling out. Let me see where we are with the poly count. Hopefully we can see. I might have to delete some stuff, but we're at 200,000 now. It might actually be just under 40K. Let me see what happens if I do this. It's all locked. Perfect. 50 and 60K. Okay. Maybe I have to like do some adjustments. I will do that later because I duplicated some stuff. Maybe I have to like fix, make it a little bit lighter. But 50K is not too bad. But let's do some gifts. Any questions so far? No? Okay. All right, no questions. Oops. See, this is the stuff I like when you just change the, hue a little bit and then it just looks like white in shadow, right? And that's like always makes me happy to see that type of stuff. And we have this blue gift, and let's do a red gift, or purple maybe.
I like that with your streams, it's not just quill work, but it's color work as well. I don't know what you call
Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be. There's no Goro stream without color coverage. Yeah, so yeah, that's good enough. And how do I do this? Let me see. Definitely on extra layers for now, and then I think, yeah. So I'm just gonna put this into a group, and then I do. Let me see. How do I do this? Okay, maybe like this. Wait. See what that looks like. It's pretty good. Let me act it out again. Boom, boom, boom. Boing, 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 boing. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I'm just gonna rotate the crap out of it. So here. So I'm just gonna, can I make it a loop? Let me see. I can, I think. Yeah. So I'm just gonna make a double group set, and then I will do okay. Sorry guys, I'm just like thinking right now, how do I do it best? Santa loop, snowmobile, like the bag. I don't want to, the bag. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I go 3 frames forward, and then I'm going to rotate it 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so okay, now I'm gonna sequence loop it. It's 12 frames, and make it linear. And I think, yeah, that looks good. Okay, now I have the bouncing thing, and let me just do the center bag again. Yeah. Yeah, that looks much more dynamic. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm just gonna go in here into this sequence, and until the gift comes out, it's here, right? I'm just gonna scale the gift down. So let me just do this, scale the gift down, and I don't need this. So now the gift just comes out like this. Okay, there's like, why is it rotating before? Oh, I have to scale it way further down. So I'm just gonna move it into the bag. So now it should work. Yeah, that's good. So, you know, who cares about the other gifts? I'm just gonna duplicate this one. And then let me see.
Wouldn't you be able to duplicate what you did here and just sort of push those other ones into the same group?
So what I want to do is like I want to offset them. So what I'm going to do is I duplicate the whole gift and offset this, right? And now what I have is this, right? So this is pretty cool. And then what I'm going to do now is then I change the trajectory by rotating it. Oops. Change the trajectory by rotating it a little bit. So let me see. Oops. I have to actually be on a frame where I don't have a keyframe, so I can change the trajectory for good. Oops. And of course, turn off record. And then I can actually make sure. Let me see. Yeah, that works. That's pretty good. Okay, now I change the color. Right, because then I can just reuse the keyframe animation and bake it down the line, right? So that way it's non-destructive. And then this gift can be actually larger. So let's try to make this gift larger. You see. I have to be careful that I'm not on a frame where I have a keyframe. So let me just make this. Let's see. Yeah. And I think we need 1/3 gift as well. So let's me duplicate this one again and then move it towards the end. Yeah, that feels good. And then this one, again, I go to a frame, delete a frame, and then change the trajectory. And then change the color. Maybe this is a yellow one. There we go. Let's see. That's pretty cool. All right, I think I would call it a day for today. This is like an hour and 20 minutes. This is my first, hopefully not my last, Santa's Delivery Squad submission. Like a little, he's not even an evil Santa, a badass Santa riding his Rudolph snowmobile and basically sending out gifts. So I hope you enjoyed this. This was super fun.
It was amazing. That was awesome.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Goro. This is great.
Yeah, glad you enjoyed it. It actually worked out really nicely. Like, I really like the dynamics of this. It really feels like he's driving. Imagine this was sound, right? And like the crawl chain here, the thread is just 2 frames, are rotating, and then the rest is like keyframed. I promise I will get it under the requirements for the poly count. It should be no problem. And then I will upload it to the drive, and hopefully I have time for another one. So thanks you guys for tuning in today. This was super fun, and hope you guys are inspired to do some stuff too for this challenge. This is gonna be awesome. Deadline is December 20th, and looking forward to see your submissions. So see you guys then. Bye, guys.